Hey there YouTube, welcome back. I'm Sean Cornwall here with PaintedGames. Today we're going to be painting Master Shredder from TMNT Shadows of the Past from IDW. Let's get started. Alright, here we are. We're going to paint Master Shredder. So we'll start off with some Cadian Fleshtone, and we will paint up the skin, and then we'll also come in with the Ushabti Bone, and we'll paint up the wraps on his arms. We'll go to there. Alright, now we're going to come in with some Kantor Blue, and we're going to paint up the cloth, leaving just the middle portion here. We're going to do this different color, different shade. We'll probably do a purple, but we'll do the cloth on the sides here, Kantor Blue. There we go. Okay, now we're going to use this Naggaroth Night to paint up the front cloth here. And I can't decide if I want to paint this part purple as well, or keep that whatever I'm going to do the waistband here. So we'll probably paint it purple and then come back and see if I want to change it. So, but again, this is the Naggaroth Night. Okay, now we're going to come and we'll do the Mephiston Red on the cape and the sash on the front. So for this I'm going to use a bigger brush. Okay, for the metal portions, I'm going to use the Runefang Steel, and the reason I'm using that is because it's nice and bright, and I want to keep all of this the metal on the shredder to be nice and bright. So I'm going to start bright, and we'll build back up. Okay, so we got all of the base colors down. Looks pretty sloppy, but I think he'll come out on top. So right now we're going to wash him with the Nuln Oil, and we're going to do the whole thing all over everywhere. Alright, so the wash is completely dry, and we're going to come in with some more, just some Mephiston Red, and highlight up the cape and the sash. Okay, for this part I'm going to add a little Ushabti Bone to the Mephiston Red to highlight up more of the red. So for this part, we're going to come in with the Kantor Blue, and we're going to highlight up the blue parts. Okay, I'm going to add a little Ushabti Bone to bring up that Kantor Blue. I'll keep highlighting it up. So. I've added just a little bit more of the Ushabti Bone to bring it up just a little bit more, and I'm just going to do some of the real high parts. Okay, so now I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did with the Kantor Blue, but this time I'm going to be doing with the Naggaroth Purple. So I'll come back in with this, and then I'll add a little Ushabti Bone to it, and then I'll probably add a little bit more to do more of the highlights and just bring it up. So here we go. Okay, we're going to work on the bands on his arms with Ushabti Bone and clean those up a little bit. Right, so now let's go to the Cadian Fleshtone and work on his skin. After that, we'll go into the hardware. So I'm going to make an attempt at the eyes, and for that I'm just going to use white Scar and just put a white eye in there. Alright, well, I'm trying to figure out what to do with that eye. Let's paint up the hardware with the Runefang Steel. Alright, so you can't really see it very well, but I went back in and I worked on the eyes a little bit. What I ended up doing was putting the white up top closer to the helmet, and then I went underneath with a little bit of the flesh tone to give it kind of that slanted eye, and I think it turned out okay for what my purposes, so we'll keep it. Alright, next up we're going to use we're ready to put some color on the base. We're going to use the Storm Vermin Fur, paint up the base, and then we'll get this thing ready to play. Okay, we're going to just use a little bit of white glue. Okay, now that I've got all the sand on there as a base, I'm going to use Nuln Oil and just to cover it up. Well, I hope you've enjoyed how I paint Master Shredder. If you like it, subscribe, share it, leave comments, let me know what you think.